Hello, Horror Maker here with you on this morning here, Wednesday. What's the date today? Wednesday, the 9th April. And I was awoken this morning by my wife to inform me of, she scared the hell out of me. Stuff like that, you know. It's like, rah, 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 get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. That the Ultimate Warrior wrestling wrestler for the World Wrestling Federation at the time passed away. And I want to kind of to address this because this really gets me because I was a big Warrior fan back in the late 80s and early 90s and stuff like that. Everything was the Ultimate Warrior. To me, I supported him. I had a banner or a tapestry that I actually hung in our house and stuff like that. And I went to go see him many times live. I even got to meet him in 1995 when he brought out his comic book, and I actually do still do have that comic autographed by James Helwig. And it's just shocking. It's just absolutely shocking to see something like this happen. He was just inducted into the Hall of Fame. He made a good acceptance speech and thank you speech on Monday Night Raw, and then we find out he's gone. And I think what disturbs me the most is, did he see that coming? Because if you go back and read the transcripts of what happened, what he said on Monday Night Raw, you sit there and wonder if it happened. And it's even more shocking that we see these wrestlers. I've been a wrestling fan for years. I mean, I go back to the AWA when Vince McMahon's father owned it. And as you can see, if you go over some of my past reviews, and especially here, this is a Triple H hat, and the sweatshirt that I wear, you'll either see me wearing Stone Cold Steve Austin, where it says "Been there, destroyed that," which I think is an excellent saying. I love that one. Or I do have a John Cena one, where it says "Hustle, respect, loyalty," and the big bulldog on the back and stuff. And I've got still other wrestling merchandise around here. So I've been a wrestling fan for quite a long time, and the Ultimate Warrior easily clicked with me, basically because I was always a Conan fan when I was younger. I read his comic books. There were three comic books. There was Conan, the Savage Sword of Conan, and King Conan. I read the books by Robert E. Howard. And so when the Ultimate Warrior came out, actually when he started as a Dingo Warrior, it was great. And then when he came the Ultimate Warrior, which is actually a movie title with Brunner, something like that, and the WWF at the time, it was even great. I said, this is exactly the type of image that I liked and stuff like that. So he really clicked with me. One of the biggest things that I think, like I said, that I'm having a problem with is that we're seeing the deaths over the years. Ever since it seems like Brian Pillman kind of, and I don't want to say this in bad mouthing Brian Pillman, of cursing the wrestling industry when he died of painkillers, addiction to painkillers. Now I don't know if you want to say he was addicted to painkillers or he was addicted to wrestling that caused him to use the painkillers. But and then we've seen a lot of the other greats gone. I mean, Eddie Guerrero left, and then there was the big thing. There's more in here. Testa's gone. Eddie Guerrero passed on. Umaga. I mean, these were guys that are gone before their time, and I don't understand. I did not expect the Ultimate Warrior to make a comeback. I don't want you people to think, well, hey, he wasn't going to go out there. I mean, when he went out there on Monday Night Raw and he was sitting there shaking the rope, it looked like he was really struggling to shake that rope. And I'm like, well, yeah, he doesn't wrestle anymore. And like I said, no, I didn't expect him to get in the ring and start. But I think it's just the idea that we are seeing these people go. Now, Warrior could have died of natural causes, but we're seeing them go before we're ready, and then some of the wrestlers that you think that would go don't. That's very scary. I know Jake the Snake Roberts was inducted into the Hall of Fame over the weekend. And he was one, if you've ever seen Beyond the Mat, you knew he was one that had a drug problem. And they even said that he was shooting up in the movie and stuff, so it was surprised that Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, had a bad alcohol problem, and I always expected to read that he would be dead, from alcohol poisoning or whatever. But I was glad to see, I did see a little bit of him at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and he looked good. He did a good job, so keep up the good work. DDP really got into his life and changed it around. So to sum it up, I always enjoyed the Warrior. I thought full of energy. That's one thing about it that you gotta sit there and say is that he was always full of energy, and that's what made him the Warrior. He would run out to the ring, he would shake that rope, he got the crowd pumping. And if you go back and you really look at all the wrestlers that from the olden days all the way up until him, he was the only one that actually ran to the ring. All the others would pump themselves back up, get them going, get the crowd going, yeah, 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 yeah. And but no, he was out there, shoot that rig, let's go. And that's what made him good. That's what made him very good. All right, just voicing the sadness. My heart goes out to the family. His wife and his daughters. To know that the Warrior was very well liked. Very well liked. Please say prayers for him and his family. They could use them. And it never hurts to pray. It never does. It's always a great thing to do. And take care of yourselves. Take sure you take care of each other. That's always a great thing to do. If you got any thing you'd like to address, or talk to me or whatever, you can reach me at horrormaker@hotmail.com. And I'm not gonna do any of the other advertising that I do and everything. I'm just gonna end with this to say, Warrior, thank you for the memories. Thank you for the great times. Thank you for defeating Hogan. I couldn't wait for that. I really appreciated that. And stuff like that. May God bless you.